Chaptenoyap Ayas Chaptenoyap. Ayas Chaptenoyap. Japchemia Siam Quishamansna. Tanachant Lasnak, Skohotmish Ohomeoch. On Wanachten Squalaman. On Wanachten Squalaman, I'm here with a respectful heart. My ancestral name is Japchemia Siam, a hereditary chief from the Squamish Nation. And I just said, peace to each and every one of you. Peace to each and every one of you here today. So honored to welcome you here to this beautiful place that the Skohotmish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh call home, and be in front of the Huayhui, the place where our ancestors had their largest village, which is today called Stanley Park. So every time I look out the door, every time I cross that beautiful Lionsgate Bridge in our beautiful city, I think about those ancestors that took care of this place for all of us, that left their prayers here for all of us and all their descendants and all the people that are going to be here. I encourage everyone in this beautiful province, in this beautiful country, to go to the places where they live, make a connection with the land that the ancestors walked on and left their beautiful prayers and beautiful energy. And let's all work together to help heal each other and support each other. Osiam.
Thank you, Chipimia Siam Hereditary Chief Janice George, Squamish Nation, for that beautiful and sacred welcome. We'd like to acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples, and we would like to extend our thanks to them.
We would also like to acknowledge that there are people watching today from many places, near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands.
We'd like to take a moment now to honor the 215 children at the Kamloops Indian Residential School and the memory of the thousands of children who were sent to residential schools, for those who never returned, and in honor of the families whose lives were forever changed. Please join us in a moment of silent reflection.
Chief Dr. Robert Joseph from Reconciliation Canada will now share some important words in helping us move forward together in Canada. His powerful interview contains details some viewers might find distressing. It explores Indigenous history in Canada, including the residential school system. It may be emotionally triggering to some, and we encourage those who need support to seek out local resources.
Greetings to all of you on this Canada Day. My name is Chief Joseph, and I'm speaking to you from the unceded territories of the Squamish First Nation. As a little boy, I lived in this little village called Quayas. It's called Guilford Island now. It was a little paradise, and our culture and our families and our language were all flourishing. And as little ones, we were the center of the universe. Of course, that's the way it is in our culture. And sadly, I ended up in St. Michael's Indian Residential School in Alert Bay. In the first year in residential school, let alone the 11 years that I spent there, there was so much abuse, so much isolation, being dismissed, being ridiculed, humiliated. Every form of abuse contributed to a natural environment of cruelty. And as a little 6-year-old boy, suffering the indignities every day, I dreamed that I wanted to be like everybody else, be educated, have dignity, have worth, have dreams, take my place. And it never came for a long time because of those experiences. So when it comes to a discovery like the one that was made of those precious little kids, we quickly find ourselves deeply re-traumatized and confused and angry, and there are just so many emotions that we're going through. And one of the things when it gets really difficult is to find a place of solitude and go into deep, deep reflection. We call it creating sacred space, safe space, to examine who you are and to remind yourself that you're a part of all of creation. There is no motive more powerful than the idea that we, you and I, all Canadians for that matter, are a part of all of creation. How great can that be if you believe that? And we must and should believe that. I invite you to reflect deeply, first of all, on who you are as an individual, but collectively, who are we as Canadians? What is our deep purpose? And if we can discover those things, it's going to naturally unfold and tell us that our purpose is not only an individual one, but it's a collective one, and that we need to embrace each other, to celebrate each other, hold each other up, every color, every race, every creed, every gender, every difference, and remind everyone, and especially our children, that we all have purpose, we all have value, and it is up to all of us to make sure that these unfulfilled dreams are a journey that we create that never ends, the dream. So Canada as a dream is perfect in its imperfection in this moment, as long as we know that it's not the end of a run, that we have to continue every moment, every hour, every day to create that perfection we want from each other, to love and honor each other, respect each other, to exercise at all times a sense of justice and equality, like I mentioned, to be what we want to be what Canada already aspires us to be. That's what Canada Day should really mean. We start with the people who are not in positions of power. Ordinary people, neighbors, living where you live, working where you work, where you are together. And you create the kind of environment that's conducive to listening to each other, sharing each other's stories, and then creating that transformation that's deeply required. And if we did that as ordinary Canadians, our leaders and others in position of power would have to then become mindful of that. And if we do that, we're elevating our collective humanity, and it's not based simply on politics or simply on historical rights and wrongs that have a real problem of being resolved at the time. So to the people of Canada, those out celebrating this particular day, I ask you and I tell you that if we're going to change this country, it starts with you. Everybody listening to my voice, it starts with you, and then we have a conversation and it grows. You can't circumvent that part of the process. And then eventually, of course, we are going to be guided by the 94 recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We're going to be guided by the endorsement of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. And we're going to be reminded of what some of the things that we need to do as a result of the missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. But more than that, more than all of that, we will be guided by our own selves, our spirit, our soul, our sense of decency, and together we're going to do that, change the world, right?
Thank you, Chief Dr. Robert Joseph, for that powerful message to all of our viewers.
I'm Chris Galis.
And I'm Sophie Louie. The theme of our program is Canada Together. Today is a day of reflection, of honoring, and of respect. We come together as people, communities, and cultures.
Over the next hour, we're going to meet some fellow Canadians and listen to some incredible talents in our province.
We'll see performances from Spuckwa Slalom, Eagle Song Dancers, Delhi to Dublin, the Jocelyn Pettit Band, and 5440.
We will hear messages from people across the province on what Canada Together means to us all. Now, we'll be chatting to you here from our virtual studio set, and helping us share the activities down at Canada Place is CFOX's own Karen Kunkun. Karen.
That's right, Chris and Sophie. I will be introducing you and the viewers to a whole bunch of remarkable Canadians as part of Canada Together. And it's so great that we can celebrate each other this way this year. And now with me to chat more is the President and CEO of the Vancouver Fraser Port Authority, Robin Sylvester. Thanks for joining us, Robin.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So the Port Authority has been such a big part of celebrations for communities for years. Why is it important for the Port Authority to be a part of Canada Together?
Yeah, well, it's probably not widely known that the Vancouver Fraser Port Authority is actually the owner and operator of Canada Place. So we've been part of bringing events here at Canada Place to Canadians for 34 years. So while we can't do that in person at the moment, and we look forward to getting back to it, we really wanted to be part of Canada Together and celebrate virtually this year.
Very nice, and we'll have a lot of fun doing it.
Absolutely.
So the one thing that I think people are feeling across the country is that lack of connection and that real need to connect with people. How does the port help connect communities?
Well, it's really in two different ways. I mean, firstly, of course, the port system is connecting Canadians all across the country with goods that they buy in the stores every day, and Canadian businesses with markets around the world. But on a more local basis, we try to connect to the communities that we're part of here in Vancouver and in the region. And so we actually use 1% of our net income to create those connections, events like Canada Day at Canada Place, but lots of being involved in lots of other events all around the community in the region every year, just to be part of the community.
Can you tell us a little about your journey of becoming a Canadian?
For sure, yeah, my wife and I are proud to be Canadian. As you probably guessed from my accent, I'm from the UK originally, but we've lived in the UK, we've lived in Australia, and now we're here in Canada. And right from the start, we felt very much at home here. We love being part of the multicultural community that Canada is today, and just being part of having access to the beautiful outdoors around us here in Vancouver. So we're proud to be Canadian.
Oh, especially on a day like today, right? It is beautiful. So now this year, once again, all celebrations are virtual, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. But what is a normal Canada Day like for you? What do you normally do?
Well, we live downtown in Vancouver, and we would come down to Canada Place. It's just such fun to be involved in the event here, to see some of the performances, and just to be part of the crowd. Canadians from all over the region coming together with cultural links from all over the world to celebrate Canada and being Canadian here at Canada Place. It's just such a fun event.
Yeah, there is really nothing better. I wanted to ask you, what does Canada Together, what does that mean to you?
In the recent past, there are events that not only can we not be proud of, I feel ashamed of. And I think we have a moral responsibility to make amends for that. And really, I think, as I think about it, we need to come together on a path to reconciliation. And I think Canada Together maybe means even more today than just previously.
Thanks so much, Robin. Very, very well said. So we do have more great Canada Together coming up. And right now, let's take a moment to acknowledge our sponsors that help support this very special program today. The Government of Canada and Department of Canadian Heritage, and our presenting partner, the Vancouver Fraser Port Authority, on behalf of the Port of Vancouver, and lead partners, Save On Foods and TD Bank Group. Thank you so much. And also supporting partners that are C-SPAN and the Downtown Vancouver Business Improvement Association, and our media sponsors, Global BC, 980 CKNW, and the province. Thank you so much to everyone.
Up next, we have the privilege of watching a powerful performance from Spuckwa Slalom Eagle Song Dancers.
The dancers are members of the Squamish Nation. Their cultural history is steeped in tradition, spirituality, canoes, family history, legends, and stories of their ancestors. Let's have a look. Thank you, Spuckwa Slalom Eagle Song dancers, for that powerful presentation of song, drumming, and dance.
This award-winning Vancouver-based rock band is no stranger to venues across the country and the globe since its formation in 1979. I used to play Baby Ran on a loop when I worked at a record store in college. Let's hear it for 5440.
Just have to whisper, promising the moon. And if she dares to dream, you make it true. And I got an ocean pearl. I see an open world.
What a performance. That was incredible. Stay tuned for more Canada Together.
With more than 200 distinct Indigenous communities in BC, this summer learn more about Indigenous cultures at one of the many museums and cultural centers across the province. Experience the ancient knowledge and wisdom of the Tsleil-Waututh Nation on a guided kayak or walking tour with Takaya Tours in North Vancouver. Visit the Umista Cultural Center in Alert Bay or enjoy traditional storytelling and nature watching in Campbell River with Hamalko Wildlife and Cultural Tours. And wherever you go in our beautiful province, remember the footsteps of those who have gone before.
Brought to you by Destination BC. Plan your summer getaway at explorebc.com. The special stories that shape our province, as suggested by our viewers. This is BC with Jay Durant. Real people, real stories. On Global News Hour at 6.
Welcome back to downtown Vancouver. Building owners have your health and safety at heart with changes like hand sanitizer stations and physical distancing markers. Learn more at dtvan.ca.
On Canada Day, my Great Canadian Burger is always a favorite with our family. I'm challenging each and every one of you to show us your burger in my Great Canadian Burger Challenge for a chance to win a $5,000 Canadian Summer Prize Pack from Save On Foods. Check out my burger and show us yours in my Great Canadian Burger Challenge.
Changing fast, but the plan remains the same. Ask the questions, explain the answers, provide the context. When and where BC needs it most. Global News. Navigate the now.
We share the beautiful coast with whales that rely on echolocation to survive. So we're proud that over 6,000 ships have helped cut underwater sound intensity nearly in half. By voluntarily slowing down and staying distant as part of the Vancouver-Fraser Port Authority-led Echo program, creating quieter oceans for healthier whales.
Maligayang Karawan, Canada!
Welcome back to Canada Together. Siasook Elder Larry Grant from the Musqueam Indian Band will now reflect on the past and share his vision of how we all move forward together.
CM to C8, C8 to throw up a hui namet, shui to eat to now whale. So I luck gonna squeak. I tenit in het Musqueam. Clark says you in it, Capelano, I Holtimelto, because he looks to the Hunas, I make netten, because we eat to eat, this answer of it Musqueam.
Sa hekwanas yawenas, kipalano, setisam ten need to swallow, ihilakstala. When I tinishkwalawan, consequasnala, cause Kasleos, Shui to eat to Nawale, Haichka, Siam. My name is Larry Grant. I'm from the Musqueam First Nation. Sayisluk is my Musqueam name. And our ancestor is Kayapalana, who was here to greet the first ships to arrive on the shores of our lands and greeted the first ship under the Spanish Captain Narvaez and the English Captain George Vancouver. And as our ancestors had done, I do the same today. Raise my hand in welcome to all of you here on the traditional, ancestral, unceded lands of the Huntkamino-speaking Musqueam people. And it's my privilege to be here to help celebrate Canada Day. I'm talking to you directly from the community of Musqueam. Today, we're talking about being together, Canada, together, Natsamat Tishkwalawans, Kosei, Chui, Ti, to Kaka with our canoe mates. We are together in a canoe. We as a Musqueam people live here, have lived here for thousands of years, long before colonization. And we were people of the sea, and the canoe was our vessel. It was our mode of transportation. It was our freight truck. It was our pickup truck, moved us back and forth between our communities. We're here together, and we're in the same canoe. We have to pull together, paddle in the same direction. The goal is to facilitate reconciliation within Canada. Today, I know that you suffer from the lockdown of COVID-19, of social exclusion, denial of movement, basically being in home prison, a home prison. Now we draw the parallel to our people after Confederation, where they created the Indian Act. So that's a denial of identity. And then they created the Indian Reserve Act, and that was a denial of land ownership. The Fisheries Act was created, and that denied the access of the indigenous peoples to access fish that sustained them for millennia. And then they had the act, the Anti-Potlatch Act, which forbade our communities to have anything to do with cultural activity, which was the very, very core of who we are as a people. In the potlatches, family histories were told, naming processes were done, memorials were done, and wealth exchange happened back and forth. Then they created the Indian Residential School Act, which is an institution of assimilation, a maximum security prison, because if the children ran away, it wasn't the truant officer, it wasn't the head priest that came looking for them, it was the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. And by denying all the tools of civilization, so-called civilization, to be successful and self-sustaining was absolutely denied. So we draw this parallel between COVID-19, 15 months of lockdown, and then we have 150 years of lockdown. for the Indigenous peoples of Canada. 150 years of denial of movement, denial of identity, denial of the tools to be successful in being self-sustaining. So this is something that we have to keep in our minds when we talk about truth and reconciliation and forgiveness. And we can't move on, just shake it off and move on. Many of you might be wondering on this day exactly what you can do to overcome these many, many acts of exclusion and denial that many of you may be just learning. It's a day that we need to come together and understand the truth behind this and create a relationship so that we can move forward together in the same canoe, in the same direction, to the same goal. And today, on July the 1st, 2021, I challenge all of you to make a connection, make a relationship, research all of those acts of denial legislated by Canada to make a change in how we view July the 1st and change our thoughts to getting in the same canoe together and being brothers and remembering that we're all human beings together in trying to bring about reconciliation so that we can all work together peacefully. Aitko.
Let's all get in the same canoe. We are all human, so we can all heal. Thank you, Elder Larry Grant of the Musqueam Indian Band, for those powerful words.
From the west coast of BC, Jocelyn Pettit is a vibrant fiddle player, step dancer, singer, and composer.
Bringing our people, communities, and cultures together, the Jocelyn Pettit Band has selected music representing traditions from BC, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia.
They include French-Canadian potorhythmy foot percussion and East Coast step dancing. Let's have a look as they perform Maison de Glace.
Thanks to the Jocelyn Pettit Band for such an uplifting performance.
This band and its diverse talent is definitely a crowd pleaser.
The group actually formed at the 2006 Vancouver Folk Festival, and they've been playing together ever since. Crowds love their fusion of Bhangra, electronic, funk, dub, reggae, hip-hop, and Celtic music.
It's none other than Delhi to Dublin.
It feels like them against us. Sometimes it feels like too much to hold, to carry on, but we are strong together now. And oh, you know that we're on a roll. We got this fire that's burning deep within our soul that keeps us warm when it gets cold. Hold your own and don't be scared. Always stick together, 'cause we can. You know, you know, you know, you know, we got this. Yeah, yeah. They don't know what we've been through. No, they don't know what we can do. You know, you know, you know, you know, we got this. You got me singing like, oh, you know we'll never give up. You know there's nothing that they can do to bring us down. We're shaking things right to the ground. And oh, you know we're never gonna stop. You know there's nothing that they can do to bring us down, because we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah, yeah, 'cause we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah, yeah, 'cause we got this. Hey, been on this road for so long. Let's build a bridge, not a wall. And now we're singing this song. Hey, hey, hey. Hold your own and don't be scared. Always stick together, 'cause we can. You know, you know, you know, you know, we got this. Yeah, yeah. They don't know what we've been through. No, they don't know what we can do. You know, you know, you know, you know, we got this. You got me singing like, oh, you know we'll never give up. You know there's nothing that they can do to bring us down. We're shaking things right to the ground. And oh, you know we're never gonna stop. You know there's nothing that they can do to bring us down, because we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah, yeah, 'cause we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah, yeah, 'cause we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah, yeah, 'cause we got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. Yeah, yeah, 'cause we got this.
Wow, that was incredible. I'm not sure you can just sit still and watch a performance like that without some feet tapping or dancing yourself.
Every July 1st is an opportunity to think about what Canada means to us, no matter where in the country we live, work, and play.
From coast to coast to coast, our country is as diverse in its people as it is in its landscape. Today is a reminder of what unites us.
Now for some messages from across our province.
Happy Canada Day from 442 Search and Rescue Squadron, Royal Canadian Air Force, Comox, British Columbia.
Hello, this is Second Lieutenant Horsberg from 19 Wing Comox. Happy Canada Day from Royal Canadian Air Force in BC.
Bonne fête Canada! Au nom de l'aviation royale canadienne et de l'unité de recherche et sauvetage 442 en Comox Colombie-Britannique, je vous souhaite bonne fête!
Happy Canada Day from HMCS Victoria.
Happy Canada Day from HMCS Victoria.
Please join us now for a unique performance of O Canada.
Un rayo del sol veremos salir. Como una brisa Fauna und Fan, O Canada.
That was truly beautiful. What a unique way of hearing our anthem sung. More Canada Together coming up after a short break.
Happy Canada Day! Happy Canada Day!
This summer is the perfect time to rediscover Metro Vancouver and try something new. From Granville Island to the Stanley Park Trails, explore Vancouver on an e-bike with Cycle City Tours. Make sure you visit any one of the city's incredible eateries before learning all about the fascinating secrets of Gastown, presented by Forbidden Vancouver Walking Tours. Departing from Richmond or Vancouver, head out on the water for a chance to view orcas and humpbacks with Prince of Wales and Vancouver Whale Watching Tours. And while you're in Richmond, don't forget to visit the many galleries or take a stroll through the fragrant fields of Lavenderland.
Brought to you by Destination BC. Plan your summer getaway at explorebc.com.
Hi, my name is Candace Campo. My ancestral name is Khatsametsa. I'm the owner-operator of Tulesi Tours. I would like to invite you to our Talkin' Totems tour. I'm here in Stanley Park at the iconic Stanley Park Totem Poles. Here we have a rich, eclectic representation of Northwest Coast peoples and our art forms, including our Salish people who have lived in the city Vancouver for thousands of years, the Sko'omish, Tsleil-Waututh, and Musqueam. The many poles represent many purposes and values amongst our peoples. There are memorial poles, lineage poles, potlatch poles, as well as sculpture representing the first history between the explorers, the settlers, and our Indigenous peoples. To join us for the Talkin' Totems tour, visit Aboriginal Eco Tours and join us for a virtual or an in-person tour.
On Canada Day, my Great Canadian Burger is always a favorite with our family. I'm challenging each and every one of you to show us your burger in my Great Canadian Burger Challenge for a chance to win a $5,000 Canadian summer prize pack from Save On Foods. Check out my burger and show us yours in my Great Canadian Burger Challenge.
Our world is changing fast. But while we adapt, we must stay rooted in what makes us who we are. The world is changing fast, but our plan remains the same. Ask the questions, explain the answers, provide the context. When and where BC needs it most. Our world is changing fast, but the truth remains a constant. Global News. Navigate the now.
We share the beautiful coast with whales that rely on echolocation to survive. So we're proud that over 6,000 ships have helped cut underwater sound intensity nearly in half. By voluntarily slowing down and staying distant as part of the Vancouver-Fraser Port Authority-led Echo program, creating quieter oceans for healthier whales.
It's been an amazing time so far with so much talent and diversity reflected across our province.
And even though we're at home, we can still feel a connection to each other. We are all part of something truly incredible.
Now, for some more music, let's welcome back 5440.
Time I look at you, I go blind. Every time I look at you, I go blind. Every time I look at you, I go blind. Every time I look at you, I go blind. In the morning I get
It's always an awesome day when 5440's in the house. What an amazing performance. Thank you for spending Canada together with us today. We met awesome people and saw great talent. And now we have to thank our amazing sponsors.
Government of Canada and Department of Canadian Heritage, our presenting partner, the Vancouver Fraser Port Authority on behalf of the Port of Vancouver. Lead partners, Save On Foods and TD Bank Group. Supporting partners, C-SPAN and Downtown Vancouver Business Improvement Association, and our media sponsors, Global BC, 980 CKNW, and the province.
Thanks, Karen. This special presentation has created space for reflection and conversations about Canada and what it truly means to be Canadian.
It is just so important to learn about the history, culture, and perspective of Indigenous communities and remember the role settlers have played in Canada's history.
Together, we can take steps toward a better future.
From all of us, thank you for joining us for Canada Together.
This is Daryl Dean underneath the really big flag in Surrey, BC, Canada. Happy Canada Day.